working with lightweight synthetics can be, well, challenging, shall we say. So I'm going to show you my method for sewing a narrow hem. This is Jen at Artisan Stitch. First thing I'm going to do is stitch a row of stabilising stitches around the base of the hem. So you would trim off any ragged bits. Now, usually the hem is about 1.5 centimetres on garments like this, but you would need to refer to the pattern. So I'm going to use my, let's say 1 centimetre, I think, a 10mm mark. I'm going to first sew a row of stabilising stitches. Now I'm using my 10mm mark on my sewing machine guide, and that will help me get the distance to turn the hem up. It's far easier than using a ruler or a tape measure. Now that's done, I'm going to go to the iron. So that 1 centimetre stitching is going to act as my turning guide. So I'm firstly going to just give the fabric a gentle press to smooth out any lumpy bumpy ruffling up that this kind of fabric tends to do. Then I'm going to turn over my hem. Now we're going for a 15mm hem at the end, but I'm turning over firstly 1 centimetre. Now I'm using that stitching as a guide just to turn that just to the inside. So it also helps stabilise the fabric. So where you have fabric that likes to squirm about and move, or possibly stretch, that fabric will help, that stitching will help stabilise the fabric. So I've turned over the first part of my hem. I think that's about as pressed as this fabric is actually going to get. Then I'm now going to trim this and fold it again. Remember, we're going for a 15mm double hem in total, so I've still got 5mm to go. So I'm just going to trim this. You see I'm trimming quite close to the edge. Probably to a total width of about 4mm, just giving me space to turn it. So okay, that's it trimmed. And then I can turn it again and press. And again, the stitching is holding your fabric stable, it's preventing it stretching. I'm just folding using one finger to roll the fabric over and follow along with the iron. Now, although this is a synthetic fibre, I have my iron set to the 3 dots, so it's quite hot, but I have the steam setting on, so that enables me to get the iron a little bit hotter without burning the fabric. Again, the fabric isn't wanting to lie flat, so these synthetic fabrics can't absorb the steam, so they tend to be quite difficult to work with. However, I have given that a press to indicate where the hem will be, So I'm just going to go back to the machine and stitch that down. Right, back at my machine, so I'm sewing this from the wrong side, but I want obviously an even hem from the right side. So I'm using, let's see, I'm using a guide on my foot. So that should give me about a 5mm, just under 5mm stitching line. I've also turned my stitch down to about 2¼ so it's between the 2mm and the 2.5mm stitch length, which can help deal with that puckering that you often get with dealing with lightweight fabrics. And again, I'm just rolling the fabric round, holding it in place. Keeping it obviously a little bit taut as well, a little bit of tension on it. And that is my narrow hem. So it's fairly even and it's lying nice and flat. I'm very happy with that.